Hi, I'm Carrie with EDGEucating, keeping you on the cutting edge of education. So it is the month of May and school is just winding up and it's time to really tie up loose ends. But what that means isn't the same for everybody, and I just want to share with you some ideas that you might not have thought of so that you can tie up those loose ends before the school year's over and before that perfect resource, which is your classroom teacher, has left the building and you no longer have them there at your disposal. So here at EDGEucating, we're always wanting to share with you some tips and strategies and products that will make your life easier as an educator. So if you like what you hear, please make sure that you like, subscribe, and share our videos so that we can give you more and more content. So let's jump into tying up those loose ends. So I was the administrator in multiple different schools. I was an administrator as an assistant principal in a K through 6 school. I was an assistant principal in a junior high, and I was the principal of a K through 6 elementary school. And one of the most important loose ends to tie up before you end the school year is deciding on a theme for the next year. Now, a theme isn't the same thing for every grade level. It's not the same thing at a high school versus an elementary school, but having a theme is something that's important to every single school. During a school year, when you have a theme, doesn't matter what it is, it could be just a saying, it could be a huge deal that has you decorating things a special way, but no matter what, if you have a certain theme for the year, it sort of ties together all of the different events that you have. It can tie together promotional recognition, awards, or different fun events. You just have a way to make everything cohesive throughout the school year. And it's definitely something that you want to decide on using those wonderful teachers that are in your building right now. They know what your students like, they know what they like, and to be able to tie those things together into a fun theme to be able to kick off your school year first day with teachers, first day with students with a brand new start to the school year. A theme is a great way to do that. When I was a principal, our mascot was a gator. And so everything was some kind of gator, but some of the different themes we used had nothing to do with the actual gator itself. We had things like fanning the flames of success. And so everything was about being hot and fired up. We used things like working your magic, and everything was about sparkle and new discoveries. We did surfing the waves of success and acknowledging there are ups and downs, but that we were the ones in control. So your theme can be anything that you want to make it. It doesn't have to be tied to a specific mascot. It doesn't have to be tied to a specific saying. It just has to be something that is true to you and your school. And so ask those teachers about some ideas so that you can have a start to next year that is fun and exciting and can keep everything tied together. That's done by having a great theme. Now, all things aren't fun at the end of the school year, and there are some things that you have to tie up that are loose ends that aren't very fun. And one of those things I think was a big challenge to me was all of the technology in the building. How am I going to tie up the loose ends of where everything is, making sure it's all inventoried correctly, making sure that everything is in working order? Technology was a big challenge over the past 2 years. And it was that challenge over the past 2 years because we got that influx of money when we had COVID. And so we bought this new technology. But at the end of the year is when you really need to think about care for that technology. So we have a product on our website called iCloth. And iCloth is a wonderful product to use to clean and sanitize all of your electronics. So at the end of every single school year, this is something that I did and it worked so well. Each grade level, I would ask them to check in with me with all of their electronics that we need to maintain, we need to inventory, that sort of thing. And so everything we would take some time to clean it well, not just sanitizing. Sanitizing just means that you got the germs and the germs are dead. But we need to clean it. We need to make sure that the film from children's fingers aren't left on those touch screens, that our keyboards aren't full of dust. Take the time to clean those electronic devices and inventory them. Keep a Google spreadsheet with the room number, not the teacher's name, the room number that you're keeping that equipment in, the type of equipment, and then any kind of serial numbers or tracking numbers that you have. That way we know exactly where it's supposed to go. And the reason why I say to use a room number and not a teacher's number is because we've got a lot of turnover happening right now. So teachers sometimes leave the building, but they also might just move to a different room or a different grade level, and they're not necessarily going to keep all of their electronics with them as they move. It's going to stay in that room. So when you are tracking those electronic devices, make sure that you are inventorying them for the room and not for the teacher. And using an iCloth, which is the best product that we found to actually clean all of your products, is really the best way to go before the year ends. That is too much electronics for you to do as a singular person. The administration in the office does not have time to deal with all of that during the summer. We have to get that done while the teachers are still there. And getting everything clean is really important. iCloth is the best product we found for that one. One of the biggest and most difficult loose ends to tie up at the end of a school year for me was really identifying professional development. And what I mean by that is I would look at the way that I evaluated all of my teachers. I would see where their strengths were, where their weaknesses were. I'd really think about them as a whole and then decide what is it that I need to focus on next year so that my teachers are getting all the extra education that they need. My students will be receiving something that they were lacking previously. Identifying where the professional development dollars really need to go was something that I like to do at the end of the year rather than trying to figure things out at the beginning of the year because that's just too chaotic. Right now, you have the time to reflect on the year and really try to find quality professional development that's out there that you can start scheduling now. If you're trying to schedule someone to come in to do professional development in August, those people are scheduled already. You need to get that done as quickly as possible. But knowing your teachers before the school year starts and knowing how you are going to be able to make them as successful as possible is really a great way to start the year. They will know that as the year begins and you start talking about different things that you have planned, that those things are based on your knowledge of them from the previous school year and the needs of the building. It's not just something that you threw together. When professional development is purposeful, it really is much more useful to the teachers. It's much more easily accepted, and it'll make the greatest difference in your building. So get that professional development planned or at least identified now so that you can do those wonderful professional development activities as soon as the school year starts. The teachers always have those professional development days before the students come. It's a great time to do that. I know that the end of the school year is really chaotic, But all of those loose ends flying around, if you could gather them all up and tied in a beautiful bow, it will just make the end of the year calm, and it'll make the beginning of next year something that you look forward to. Here at Educating, we're always here to give you some outstanding tips, strategies. We even connect you to some great products. We're always here for you, even if you do need some professional development. We have online courses for administrators and teachers. We're here for you. So make sure that you're here for us. Like our videos, share them, subscribe, click that bell so you get notifications when we have new videos. And I hope you have a great summer.